Next question. Question number 85. The next 4 or 5 questions are very beautiful questions, sir. Next question, whatever you are seeing on the screen right now, this is your original SSC CGL examination question, and they will keep asking this kind of questions. Very important question. Listen to this very carefully. Listen to this very carefully. Now see here. The question says P minus Q into P minus R equal to 1, and they are also giving you Q minus R plus 5 equal to 0. Then find the value of P minus Q whole cube minus 1 by P minus Q whole cube. Now I will solve this question in multiple methods. You decide which method you are comfortable with and you can implement that method in your examination. Now the most easiest method that you can implement for this particular question to get the answer in the faster way is, this is of the form x cube minus 1 by x cube. X cube minus 1 by x cube will be of the form k cube plus 3k. That means your answer should be of the form k cube plus 3k. 110 is k cube minus 3k. That means it is 125 minus 15. This cannot be the answer. 1 is not of the form k cube plus 3k. 125 is exactly of the form k cube. Answer for this question is 140. 140 is nothing but 5 cube 125 plus 3 into 5. 125 plus 15 is 140. The most easiest way of solving this question is by this particular method what I solved right now, and this will be the most beautiful method to be implemented. But having said that, what if I have another option which is also of the form k cube plus 3k? What if I have some other option? Suppose for example 36. 36 is 27 plus 9. It is k cube plus 3k format itself. What if I have another option? 64 plus 3 into 4. 64 cube plus 3 into 4. 64 plus 12. It is nothing but 76. What if I have 76 as my another option? So if I have multiple options, this beautiful method of method 1 cannot be used to get the right answer. So I will switch on to multiple different methods. I will teach you another 1 or 2 methods extra also, so you can decide upon which is the method you are comfortable with. Method 2. Listen to this very carefully, sir. Method 2. Now can I say that whatever they are asking you in the question they are asking you something called as P minus Q whole cube, P minus Q whole cube minus 1 divided by P minus Q whole cube. That is what they are asking you in the question. Again I am repeating, P minus Q whole cube minus 1 divided by P minus Q whole cube is what they are asking you in the question. Now see here, can I say that P minus Q whole cube minus 1 divided by P minus Q whole cube. If I want to find that value, then I should know the value of P minus Q minus 1 divided by P minus Q. If I know this value as K, for example, then finding out P minus Q whole cube minus 1 divided by P minus Q whole cube is definitely not a difficult task. Now see here, sir, some or the other way I should get this P minus Q minus 1 divided by P minus Q value. How will I get it? Observe carefully. They have given you another condition. That condition is Q minus R plus 5 equal to 0. Q minus R plus 5 equal to 0. Let me put that equation. Q minus R plus 5 equal to 0 is what they have given you. Can I say that from this, if I subtract or if I multiply the entire left hand side by negative minus 1, if I subtract entire thing by minus 1 in the left hand side, this becomes minus Q plus R minus 5. Right hand side also 0 into minus 1 is 0. Why did I do like this? Because minus Q plus R I can write it as minus 5 right hand side. If I shift it, it becomes a plus 5. First of all, why did I do like this right now? See here, observe carefully. This is where your all skill set will come into picture. I have minus q. I have minus q with me, and I also have r with me. I also have 5 with me. This is the equation. I wrote it once again. But if you observe carefully, I just do not want minus q, but I want p minus q. That means I should add p. If I add p on the left hand side, I should also subtract p on the left hand side. Then only the equation will be balanced. If I add p on the left hand side, I should subtract p on the left hand side. That means p minus q plus r minus q is equal to 5. Observe carefully, sir. The p minus q first term I will write it as it is. This r minus q, whatever I have, I will take minus outside and I will write it as q minus r. P minus q minus of q minus r. This is equal to 5. Why did I write all these things? Because in my question they have given another beautiful condition. One minute, sir. There is a small mistake I think I have done. Yes, the mistake is here. If I am adding p here, on the left hand side, I should subtract by p here, right? But I subtracted by q. That's the mistake what I did. So I should subtract by p. That means this is not basically q minus r, that is p minus r once again. So this small mistake I did here, I am eliminating that mistake right now. I hope you are understanding right now. P minus q minus of p minus r equal to 5. But one beautiful extra condition they have given in the question. That condition says p minus q into p minus r equal to 1. That means p minus q can be written as 1 divided by p minus r, or p minus r can be written as 1 divided by p minus q. That means this p minus r I will write it as 1 divided by p minus q. The other things extra, whatever it is there in the equation, I will just write exactly as it is. That means, can I say that I was actually looking to find p minus q minus 1 by p minus q value, so that if I know that value, I can easily find p minus q whole cube minus 1 by p minus q whole cube value also very easily, and I got that value as 5 right now. So whenever I know p minus q minus 1 divided by p minus q value, it is very easy for me to find the cube of it. That means p minus q whole cube minus 1 divided by p minus q whole cube. This can be easily found as k cube plus 3 times of k. 5 cube plus 3 into 5. Answer for this question is 140 by using method 2. But as I told you, method 1 is the best method to be implemented in this question for the given options. But what if I have more than one options which are of the form k cube plus 3k? This method 2 will play a very handy role in getting the answer in the most easiest way possible, and you should know how to manipulate the given equation according to our requirements, and then only you can solve it very easily. I hope method 2 is very clear. But having said that, once again, I will not stop at method 2, because wherever there is a possibility, I want to teach my students with multiple methods, so that you will be very comfortable with whichever the method you think that it is comfortable for you. Now see here, they are giving you in the question p minus q into p minus r equal to 1. Let me write it once again. The thing which is given is p minus q into p minus r equal to 1, and there is another beautiful condition which is given in the question, q minus r plus 5 equal to 0. q minus r plus 5 equal to 0. These two are given in the question. Now see here, sir. Whenever in algebra, we are actually now discussing algebra. Everyone is aware of that. In algebra, in this particular question, we have 3 variables. We have 3 variables in this question. First variable is p. Let me write it if you want. Second variable is q, and the third variable is r. Now, in any question in algebra, if we have 3 variables, put any one of the variable as 0. Very simple. Any question in algebra, if we have 3 variables, put one of the variables as 0. The moment you put one of the variables as 0, you will get the solution for that particular question very easily. But assume that after having putting one of the variables as 0, you did not get the solution. Assume that you did not get the solution. Then put another variable also as 0. I hope you are getting it. Whenever you put one of the variable as 0, suppose assume that you put R0. When you put R0, you are not getting the solution. Actually, you should get it. But in case if you are not getting, put another variable Q also as 0. This time you will definitely get it. Automatically your solution will come when you put 2 variables 0. But one thing you should be very careful when you are putting the variables as 0 is you should not reduce the equation to any of these formats. 0 by 0 format it should not reduce. 1 by 0 format or anything in the numerator by 0 format it should not reduce. Infinity by infinity format it should not reduce. You should make sure that the equation, when you are putting the variables as 0, the equation should not get reduced to any of these forms. If you find that the equation is getting reduced to any of these forms, instead of putting variables 0, put variable as some other numerical value. The next easy numerical value is 1. Solve with 1. But it is also very important to find out which variable to be made as a 0. That is also very important, sir, right? It is not just putting some random variable 0. It is also important to know which variable you should put it as 0. Now see here, this condition is given in the question, p minus q into p minus r equal to 1. I wrote it in method 3. This other condition, q minus r plus 5 equal to 0, that also I wrote it. Let me write down this also. P minus q whole cube minus 1 by p minus q whole cube is what I need to find. P minus q whole cube minus 1 divided by p minus q whole cube. This is what I need to find in the question. Now see here, when you observe all these things, one thing for sure which is there for you people here is, if you observe, the variable which is repeating maximum number of times, you should check. If I put any one variable as 0, then the complexity of the question should reduce tremendously. The complexity of the question should become very simple. That means the complex question should look very easy for you when you put any of the variable 0. That variable you should target always. If you observe, the best thing in this question is putting q value 0, because the moment I put q value 0, here also it is 0, here also it is 0. The question will now reduce to p cube minus 1 by p cube. I hope you are understanding. P cube minus 1 by p cube is equal to how much? That is what they are asking you in the question. And similarly here also q value 0. This equation reduces to p into p minus r equal to 1. P into p minus r equal to 1, and here also q value 0, minus r plus 5 equal to 0, and minus r plus 5 equal to 0 is nothing but equal to r is equal to 5. That means the moment you put q value 0, you also got to know the value of r. Substitute it here. This becomes p into p minus 5 equal to 1, or in other language, this is p square minus 5p minus 1 equal to 0, which can be reduced as p minus 1 by p is equal to 5. And I am sure that the moment you know the value of p minus 1 by p as some constant k or equal to 5, you can easily find the value of p cube minus 1 by p cube without any difficulty. So p cube minus 1 by p cube will be easily found out right now as 5 cube plus 3 times of 5. Answer is 125 plus 15, which is 140. Sir, I am not telling you to apply method 1. I am not even telling you to apply method 2, or I am not even telling you to apply method 3. I am only telling you to apply the method whichever you think that it is comfortable for you. I am repeating my statement which I have told it many times in the past. It is not that this method is easy for you or some other method is easy for you. It is all about how much practice you will put on every method. My role as a teacher is to teach you multiple methodologies, but your role as a student is to pick up the methodology whichever you are comfortable with. Go with the method you love and you think that it is comfortable. I solved method 1 assuming that there is only one option where it is of the form k cube plus 3k. Yes, in the given options actually it was only one, but what if it is more than one given in the examination, right? So that is the reason I switched on to method 2. Method 2 I reduced it in the form of p minus q minus 1 by p minus q format, and then I solved it eventually, which is also a beautiful method. Method 3 is even more simpler actually if you practice. For me, I love method 1 and method 3 more than method 2. Method 3 is just put some variables 0. Just make some variable 0, target that variable which is given maximum number of times in the questions, so that it will be easy for you to analyze it. And then the question reduces tremendously. The complexity of the level decreases. The complexity level of the question decreases and you can solve it very easily. I hope question number 80, how much sir? 85 if I am not wrong. Yes, question number 85 is very clear for you people with all the 3 methods in fact. Next question, question number 86. Again a very beautiful question. Once again it is your examination original question with the change in numerical values. Listen carefully sir. M square plus m equal to 5, m plus 3 whole cube plus 1 by m plus 3 whole cube. That is what they are asking you to find. That means a very straightforward approach for this question which I am solving in method 1 is m plus 3 whole cube plus 1 by m plus 3 whole cube should be of the form k cube minus 3k, and there is only one option which is of the form k cube minus 3k. Answer is 110. It is very simple by using method 1 because only one option is satisfying. But what if more than one option is satisfying? I always want you people to understand the different methodologies as well. Now see here sir, method 2, I can actually also solve method 3 also for this question, but method 3 I will teach you in my next question. Listen to this carefully with method 2. Very easy. In fact, this methodology we have implemented. Instead of cube in this question, when it was given as square in the question, we have used this method already. Once again I am teaching you. Now I want m plus 3. I also once again want m plus 3. That means that particular m plus 3 I will put it as some variable x. That means this m value will be equal to x minus 3. Put it in this equation given condition. M square x minus 3 whole square, x square plus 9 minus 6x plus m is nothing but x minus 3. Shift this right hand side 5 to the left hand side, it becomes minus 5. So this entire equation becomes x square minus 5x plus 1 equal to 0. From this it is very easily calculated as x plus 1 by x is equal to how much? It is 5. X plus 1 by x is 5. Now when I know x plus 1 by x value, question is m plus 3 is x cube plus 1 by x cube. It is very simple once again. X plus 1 by x is 5. X cube plus 1 by x cube is k cube minus 3k. It is 5 cube minus 3 into 5. 125 minus 15. Answer for this question is easily obtained as 110, which is nothing but option A. Either apply method 1 or method 2, but method 1 will not work out if there are more than one options which are of the form k cube minus 3k. That is the reason it is very much mandatory for you also to understand method 2. I hope 86th question is very clear. Next see sir, next 3 questions. question number 87, question number 88, question number 89. They are very, very good questions. In your examination paper, these type of questions have come many a times. Many a time these type of questions have come in the examination. Now listen to this very carefully. Listen to this very, very carefully. Now question says, p square minus 28p plus 131 equal to 0, and they are asking you to find p minus 22 whole cube plus 1 by p minus 22 whole cube. Now this what I will do is, this p minus 22 whatever is given in the question, I will put it as some variable x. That means this x will be equal to, sorry, p will be equal to p will be x minus 20, sorry, x plus 22, correct, right? P will be equal to x plus 22. Now substitute in the given equation. P square x plus 22 whole square. X plus 22 whole square is nothing but x square plus 22 square is nothing but 484 plus 2 into x into 22, it is 44x minus 28 times of p is x plus 22 plus 131 equal to 0. Now if you observe carefully, the complexity increases right now. Yes, I know the value of 22 square, so I wrote it as 484, but probably not many students will not be knowing the value of 22 square, which actually you need to know. Now that is one complexity, for example. And the second thing is 28 into 22, slightly a bigger multiplication, and once you multiply also you should add 131. So that means this method what I applied, putting p value as x plus 22, this method I applied in my previous question, question number 86. I applied there as method 2, but here the same method, the method which became very easy in my previous question, here it is slightly complex because the number is slightly a bigger number. So I will not switch on to the same method what I did in 86th question, which became very easy in that question because the numbers were very smaller. In this question also, if I implement, the complexity increases. So I will switch on to a different methodology. So I told you, right sir, in my 86th question I told I will apply method 3 as method 2 in my 87th question. That is what I am telling you right now. So this method whatever I am teaching you right now, you can also implement for 86th question also, but 86th question this method itself is very easy because the numbers were smaller. Why am I using another method in this question? Because the numbers are slightly bigger by nature. That's the only difference, right? Depending on the numbers given in the question, you should also know how to change or how to play the game in the examination. Very simple. Now see here, I will write the equation once again so that I need not keep on proceeding or going to my previous screen again and again. P square minus 28p plus 131 equal to 0. Let me write it. P square minus 28p. What is the p square minus 28p plus 131 equal to 0, and this is the given condition. What is the condition which is asked? P minus 22 whole cube plus 1 divided by p minus 22 whole cube. This is what they are asking you in the question. Now see here sir, very simple way of analysis once again. Now I know that because the question is having p minus 22 whole cube and 1 by p minus 22 whole cube, and I want to find the sum of it, I should somehow find a way to get this term called as p minus 22. I want this term called as p minus 22 in this equation. That means, can I write it like this? P square minus 22p minus 6p, that is nothing but minus 28p itself, plus 131, I will write it as it is with a little bit of adjustments, and I will write it as 0 on the right hand side. Don't worry, I will take care of this constant term called as 131 in the next 1 minute itself. If I take if I take p common factor in this, this becomes p into p minus 22, and if I take minus 6 common factor in the next two terms, and just blindly I will write it as p minus 22 here. So now observe, minus 6 into p is minus 6p, that is what I have here also. Minus 6 into minus 22 is, it is 132, that is 132, but question says I want 131. So that extra minus 1 I will write. So adjustments are made as of now. No need to worry about that. So this minus 1 right now I will shift it to the right hand side. This is how I should think. Always the way you think, you will make the problem so simple. Now entire equation I will divide by p minus 22 on both left and right hand side. So this becomes p and this becomes minus 6, and right hand side becomes 1 divided by p minus 22. Now I am very happy that I got this term called as p minus 22, which I require, but you should be little more smart enough. I am not at all satisfied with only one of the p minus 22s. I want another p minus 22 also. I want another p minus 22 also. That means this p minus 6 also I will try to express it as p minus 22. That means I will just write it because I need it. I will write it because I need it. I wrote it as p minus 22, but I don't need 22. I don't need minus 22 according to the left hand side above equation. I need only minus 6. That means minus 22 should become minus 6. That means how much I should add it, sir? I should add 16, because minus 22 plus 16 itself is minus 6. I hope you are understanding. Right hand side same thing, I will write it once again. Now if you observe carefully, this p minus 22 I will write it exactly the same way, and the right hand side whatever I have it as 1 divided by p minus 22. I am sorry, sir, the right hand side whatever I have it as 1 divided by p minus 22, I will shift it to the left hand side. It becomes minus 1 divided by p minus 22, right? And the left hand side plus 16, I will shift it to the right hand side. It becomes minus 16, right? It becomes minus 16. Now if you observe, this question has reduced to some beautiful extent, but here also I have a little problem. Why? Because this is, assume this as x, put p minus 22 as x right now if you are getting confused. This becomes x minus 1 by x is equal to minus 16. That means x minus 1 by x, I got the value as minus 16. So I can find x cube minus 1 by x cube. I can find this from this value if I want to, but the question is asking x cube plus 1 by x cube. So convert this minus to plus initially. That means x minus 1 by x, if it is minus 16, x plus 1 by x will be plus or minus square root of minus 16 whole square, that is nothing but 256, plus 4. X plus 1 by x is root of 260, right? It is root of 260. That means I know x plus 1 by x value as root 260 right now. They are asking you to find x cube plus 1 by x cube. It is not at all a difficult task. X cube plus 1 by x cube is equal to, this is once again nothing but k cube, that means root of 260 whole cube minus 3k, 3 into root of 260. If I simplify further, root of 260 whole square is nothing but 260, and another root 260 will be as it is, minus 3 times of root 260. So if I take root 260 common factor, 260 minus 3 is 257, and root 260 common, I will write it as it is. So final answer for this question is 257 times of root 260, which is nothing but option C, right? Which is nothing but option C. That means I taught you first methodology, but this method 1, whatever I have scratched in the screen, I have taught it as method 2 in my 86th question. You can refer it and solve it, but it will be slightly complex because 28 into 22 bigger number multiplication, slightly complex. So I told you another methodology, but you don't need to write everything whatever I have written on the screen. and waste your time. You can simplify this equation to even more better formats, and so that you will not waste your time in your examination. This is your method 2. But if you are so superb confident about whatever I have taught you till now, if you are so super confident about it, I have already taught you one beautiful method in my previous classes, saying that if at all p minus 22, if p minus 22 plus 1 divided by p minus 22, it is something of the form root k. Why are you taking root k in the right hand side? Because answer options are all in the terms of root of something. If at all p minus 22 plus 1 divided by p minus 22 is root k, then if you are clear, or if you have understood earlier concepts, then p minus 22 whole cube plus 1 divided by p minus 22 whole cube is nothing but equal to this root k. I will write it as it is, and the other multiplying factor is, forget about the root, k whatever you have, subtract 3 from that. Very simple. If you have plus sign in between, if you have plus sign here, then it will be k minus 3. In between, if you have minus sign here, then this will be k plus 3. Simple way of solving. That means in general terms, if I want to say this, for this question I have told this, but generally if I want to say this, if x plus 1 by x is equal to root k, then x cube plus 1 by x cube will be of the form root k into k minus 3. If you know this corollary or the notation, it is very simple. Root of 260, the multiplying factor should be 3 less than 250. 259 is 1 less than 260, ruled out. 255 is 5 less than 260, ruled out. 251 is 9 less than 260, ruled out. 257 is 3 less than 250. That should be the correct answer. That means I told you that method 1 is a time consuming process because it will take bigger number multiplication, time consuming. I taught you another beautiful method. Yes, method 2 is a good method which needs to be implemented, but method 3, if you know the property, it is just hardly 5-second questions if you can solve it or analyze it in 5 seconds. Method 3 is what I am very much interested in you people looking into in your examination hall. See here, this is 87th question. Let us directly immediately move on to the next 88th question. Now in this 88th question, the middle value is nothing but minus. First of all the answer options are in terms of square root of something. So middle value is in terms of minus. Because middle value is in terms of minus, answer will be of the form root k, and because middle value is in terms of minus, the multiplying factor will be k plus 3 in this case. So my method 1, whatever I am teaching you right now, I will directly look from the answer options point of view. 221 plus 3 is 224. I already got my answers. 229 plus 3 is 232, but here it is 224, ruled out. 227 plus 3 is 230, ruled out. 226 plus 3 is 229, but here it is given as 225, ruled out. My answer within a second I am getting as 224 into root 221. But having said that, what if there is another option which is satisfying? I don't want to take any chance if more than one option satisfies. Therefore I want you people to learn multiple methods, and you should be super confident in your examination hall, and you should say that, hey, give any question, I'll be able to solve it here. Now see method 2. This is exact method 2 what I have taught in my method 2 of the previous problem, but one more example for your practice. Question says 4m square minus 18m minus 35 equal to 0. 4m square minus 18m minus 35 equal to 0. What is that they are asking you to find? 2m plus 3 whole cube. Let me write it here. 2m plus 3 whole cube minus 1 divided by 2m plus 3 whole cube. That is what they are asking you to find. 2m plus 3 whole cube minus 1 divided by 2m plus 3 whole cube. So this value they are asking you to find. Now see here sir, very simple way of solving. In fact, in my previous question only I have used this method. Once again I am teaching you the same method so that you should not feel that this question is a difficult question. Now see here, just a minute, the video is stuck. Okay, anyway, now one of the method of solving is put 2m plus 3 as some variable x. So 2m will be x minus 3, m will be x minus 3 whole power x minus 3 by 2, something like that you will get it. So substituting here and multiplying with some bigger values 18, all those things will be a time consuming process. So method 1 of my previous question I just told you, which I will not be implementing once again. Now see here, I want this term called as 2m plus 3. I should somehow get the term called as 2m plus 3. So what I will do is 4m square minus 4m square plus 6m I will write, because 4m square plus 6m, if I take 2m common factor, I will be left with 2m plus 3 inside the bracket. I will be left with 2m plus 3 inside the bracket, and that is my whole point of solving this question. Now I got 6m here, but I should get minus 18m. That means the remaining term is minus 24m, because minus 24 plus 6 is only minus 18, and the other term is minus 35. That minus 35, that adjustment I will do it within a minute, nothing to worry. Now see here, in the first two terms I took 2m common factor and wrote 2m plus 3. In the next two terms also, what I will do is I will try to take this 35 is closer to 36. 36 and 24 are multiples of 12. So I will take minus 12 common factor and just write inside the bracket as 2m plus 3 without even thinking twice. Now analyze. Minus 12 into 2m is minus 24m. Beautiful. That is the thing what I have above also. Minus 12 into 3 is minus 36. I will write this minus 36, but I actually want minus 35. So add 1. Minus 36 plus 1 is minus 35. That means this plus 1, whatever I have it here, I will shift it to the right hand side. It becomes minus 1. I hope the idea is very clear. Now, same like my previous problem, method 2 what I solved, the entire equation what I have right now, I will divide the entire equation by 2m plus 3. Left hand side becomes 2m minus 12, right hand side becomes minus 1 divided by 2m plus 3. Minus 1 divided by 2m plus 3. Now I am very happy that I got 2m plus 3, but I want 2m plus 3 2 times. Here also I want, here also I want. So this left hand side 2m minus 12, that also express it as 2m plus 3 format. That means, I hope you are understanding. So I will write it as 2m plus 3, but I want minus 12. So remaining thing should be minus 15, right? Because 3 minus 15 is only minus 12. This entire thing write it on the right hand side as it is. That means, observe carefully, this term 2m plus 3 I will write it. Let me write it here, sir. This term 2m plus 3 I will write it as it is, and minus 1 divided by 2m plus 3 in the right hand side, shift it to the left hand side. Plus 1 divided by 2m plus 3 it will become, and minus 15 in the left hand side, shift it to the right hand side, it becomes plus 15. Now I got what I require. Now to avoid confusions, just to do one simple thing, 2m plus 3 put it as x. That means they are giving you x plus 1 by x value as 15, and they are asking you x cube minus 1 by x cube value. But if I want to get x cube minus 1 by x cube value, I should not have x plus 1 by x. I should have x minus 1 by x. So x plus 1 by x, if I know it as 15, x minus 1 by x will be square root of 15 square minus 4. 15 square minus 4 is 15, it is 221. That means x minus 1 by x is 221. If you are little smart, you will not even find the value of x cube minus 1 by x cube value. Where did I write it, sir? Everything whatever I have written is gone somewhere. Just a minute. Okay, anyway, I hope you can just rewind the video if you want to. I don't know where it went, really, I don't know. But what I can only say is I knew the value of x plus 1 by x as 15. So I can easily find x minus 1 by x from this, which is the square root of 225 minus 4, which is 221 under the square root. So instead of, but question is asking you find out x cube minus 1 by x cube value, right? X cube minus 1 by x cube value. So there is only one option with the root of 221. You can mark it instead of finding the entire x cube minus 1 by x cube. But if you want to be very sure about your answer, if you really want to be very sure about your answer, so I really don't know where it is going off, sir. I seriously don't know where all these things are going off. If you want to be very sure about your answer, then just check it out. X minus 1 by x is nothing but square root of 221. So x cube minus 1 by x cube will be equal to root of 221 whole cube. Root of 221 whole cube plus 3 into root of 221. So this is 221 root of 221 plus 3 root of 221. Final answer is 224 into root of 221. I will not go to my previous screen because I somehow I don't know what is happening with this particular video. If I go to my previous screen, this will be eliminated right now. So I will not go to my previous screen. But anyway, the answer for this question is root of 221 into 224. But I already wrote the entire explanation in method 2. And right now it is not visible due to some technical issues, but I am sure that you can rewind your video and see whatever I have written, and then you can carry forward it here, sir, right? I am sorry for the technical issues, but I am sure that you understood the way of solving it. So this is your question numbers 87 and 88, whatever I have solved right now. I hope till this it is very, very clear for you people. See here, question number 89. Question number 89. Now, if you observe carefully, the question says p square plus root 3p minus 5 equal to 0. P minus root 3 whole cube plus 1 by p minus root 3 whole cube. This is what I want to find. Now, think logically, sir. Like the way I solved method 2 in my previous question, why did I apply this method? See, I was applying earlier something like put p minus root 3 as x. And then I was solving. But in one of the question, I think in 87th question in method 1, I told this method is a time consuming method for that particular question and also for 88th question, because the numbers given are little higher numbers. Multiplying bigger numbers is a time consuming process and other things. But in this question, the values are not at all higher numbers. The values are all smaller numbers. So this happens to be the best method. So one simple conclusion from this is, it is not mandatory to apply previous method what I solved, or it is not at all mandatory to apply this method what I am showing you right now in the screen. Depending on the numbers given in the question, you decide which method you want to apply. Simple way of analyzing. Now see here, if I put p minus root 3 as x, p will be x plus root 3. Now p square will be x plus root 3 whole square. It will be a square plus b square plus 2ab, x square plus root 3 square plus 2 into root 3 into x, 2 root 3x. Next, plus root 3 into p, root 3 into x, it is root 3x, plus root 3 into root 3, it is 3. That minus 5 equal to 0, I will write it as it is. So it is x square plus 2 root 3x plus root 3x. It is 3 root 3x, and then 3 plus 3 6, 6 minus 5 1, plus 1 equal to 0. From here I can easily get x plus 1 by x value as minus 3 root 3. X plus 1 by x value is minus 3 root 3, and we know that p minus root 3 is nothing but x. So in the question they are asking you to find x cube plus 1 by x cube value. So whenever I know x plus 1 by x value as minus p root 3, x cube plus 1 by x cube will be minus 3 root 3 whole cube. Minus 3 root 3 whole cube minus 3 times of minus 3 root 3. If you simplify, you will get the answer. Minus power 3 is minus 3 cube is 27. root 3 whole cube is 3 root 3, and then minus into minus is plus. 3 into 3 9, it is 9 root 3, minus 27 into 3 is minus 81 root 3 plus 9 root 3. Answer can be easily got as minus 72 root 3, which is option D. That means this method what I solved right now of converting P in terms of some other variable X, I told in 87th question not to use this method because that question has bigger numbers and multiplying with bigger numbers is time consuming. So I taught you another method for 87 and 88th question, but the method which was easy for us in 87th and 88th question, I will not use it in this 89th question because the numbers given in the equation are smaller. So depending on the question, depending on the numbers given in the question, it is purely your responsibility to decide which method you need to implement, and that will also come only by practicing many varieties of question. Trust me sir, 89 questions I have solved in this till this point of a time. All the 89 questions should be a cakewalk for you if you have seen all the videos several times and if you have practiced all these questions several times. Trust me, with practice these are all dead easy. Without practice you are dead. As simple as that, right? I hope the first 89 questions are very clear for you people.